Joe Flynn, tough game there today, but you managed to snatch a draw, probably deservedly at the end of the game.
Yeah, it was. When we were coming here, we knew that Ballinamore were a wounded animal after last weekend. They had a tough defeat against Carrick, so they were always going to try and get one over on their near neighbours, and to come out with a draw is probably a fair result. It was very much tit for tat. I think they took maybe a 2 or 3 point lead coming into the end, and for our lads to show a bit of guts again to come back and get a draw, we're happy with that, and we'll look forward to the quarter final now in 2 weeks.
You scored a goal in each half, both at very crunch time, just as it looked like Ballinamore might be getting that bit of an edge on you, and it really just sucked the game back into the melting pot.
Yeah, definitely, and that would, I think, in all of our games we've never let any team get much of a lead on us. We've always stuck with the opposition, and then I suppose with the way it's gone now with the water breaks and the halves, it's nearly turned into quarters as opposed to 2 halves, 4 quarters as opposed to 2 halves. So we were able to regroup at each of those breaks and just focus on what we needed to do and where we could make some inroads into Ballinamore. I think we were under pressure with their kick out a lot. They were going short for, I'd say, probably 90% of their kick-outs, and it took us a long time to get to grips with it, but when we did, we put the pressure on. I think that's really where we got a bit of change in the end to snatch the draw.
In terms of the overall look of the championship now, second place secure in the group means you play third on the other half of the draw. That's likely to be Leitrim Gaels or Glencar Manor. They play in Manor Hamilton in about 20 minutes. Will you be breaking speed limits to get to Manor to watch that?
No, definitely not. Both teams have their own strengths. Obviously, you're talking about the senior county champions of 2019 against the intermediate champions of 2019. So both on their day are very strong sides. I think I flagged it to you at the start of the year that I like to look at Leitrim Gaels. They have a lot of strength there. A very physical team. Fenagh have played, had lots of battles with Leitrim Gaels throughout the years. So they're going to bring a lot to any match, and again, Manor Hamilton, we know what they are. People were writing them off last year, and they proved everyone wrong. And I think there's going to be a massive kick in Manor Hamilton. I think they had a similar type of game in the group stages last year, and then they just turned it on in the quarter final. So I don't think that Manor Hamilton I wouldn't write Manor Hamilton off at all. So both teams are going to be tough, whoever it is.
In terms of your own record now, this is your second year in outright management. You've been involved with senior teams for a long number of years, but Carrick last year got to a quarter final, ended unfortunately with Melvin Gaels here. Now you've put yourself back at that stage again this year with that nice draw, I suppose, from the second place point in the group rather than coming in from a fourth place position. Do you think that gives you an advantage?
I think the championship is so wide open, it doesn't really make that much difference. It's going to be on the day. Like last year with Carrick, we were motoring very well, and on the day we woke up and it was a wet, miserable day. It suited Melvin Gaels that day, and Melvin Gaels got on top. So it's for Carrick, just if in the terms of Carrick, that's the same thing could happen then. In terms of Fenagh, anything can happen. Like it's on their day. So I'm happy to get to the quarter final, and we'll see what happens. Again, like you're talking, said to the lads, you're 9 training sessions away from a county final, so that's the way. There's 3 matches. We have to just put the head down and take whatever or perform in our quarter final, make sure we're progressing throughout this championship. Happy
not to have a local derby in the next round because you've had 4 of them nearly so far.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. With Leitrim Gaels, I have my own battles now that are going to be off the field with Leitrim Gaels. My girlfriend's from Leitrim Gaels, so I'm going to have to deal with that.
In terms of, just before I let you go, in terms of the county board came out this week and said there was going to be nobody at the games. Do you worry about that? Does that bother you at all in terms of the manager position?
I didn't give it a thought. Like, that's outside of my control. That's the decision at the higher powers. They've decided that, and I can't waste my time worrying about something that I have no control over. If the clubs want to, yes, it's going to be disappointing, and I think there is every ability to social distance in the likes of Park Sean, but just looking at the case numbers today, they were quite high, so you can see why you want to restrict the numbers. I think if anything, they might want to start maybe condense the championship. I think 2 weeks. I think we're getting into danger territory. Hopefully we get the championship finished out. So I might be looking at going maybe 1 week after the quarter and 1 week into the semi to make sure that we get this championship finished.
Okay, well, listen, well done today, Joe.
Thank you.